What's up, guys? Welcome to the American Horror Story After Show here on the stream.tv. My name is Xavier Brinkman.
Hey, I'm Jocelyn Polite.
And we are coming to an end. Episode 11, Battle Royale, almost at the end. I thought that was an awesome episode. Joss, what do you think?
No, I loved it. I liked this episode a whole lot. I got to see a lot of Ramona and the Countess, so I thought it was great.
Did you feel, or did anyone else feel that this kind of felt like a bit of a finale in itself?
It did. It felt like it was over, but I've always wondered, where are you going to, I mean, like even from the last episodes, like where are we going to go now? So this episode, it just felt like everything was coming to an end and everything's concluding and wrapping up.
Sure. So it's like, you know, it's almost like the Countess got what was coming to her. You know, now her head's in a box or a casket or whatever you want to call it. Pretty weird. Didn't expect that. We'll get to that later. And it kind of felt like, you know, it sort of felt like everyone, you know, their stories sort of finished off quite well. So I'm really wondering where they're going to go with it next week. But anyway, just to start going through the episode, we're gonna try and go through this pretty quick. But first off, Donovan getting shot. Were you surprised that Lady Gaga survived?
I thought that it was going to be a weird turn because I thought that maybe something would happen and she wasn't going to be hurt. So I was actually surprised to see that she was as hurt as she was. Sure. You know, that she got all the bullets that she did and that she was weak for a pretty long time. Yeah. So,
I think it was kind of cool seeing Lady Gaga and the Countess in such a vulnerable state.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It was like, she was like stripped back and completely at the mercy of hypodermic Sally, who I did not expect to be the person.
Who wants to be at the mercy of hypodermic Sally?
Yeah.
That's one bad thing. And then also, she really stepped up. I mean, she's been doing a great job this season. Now I'm speaking of Lady Gaga, but she really stepped up with like, just acting through that scene I thought was great.
Sure, and does everyone agree that she was well deserved of the Golden Globe that she just got?
Yeah.
I am. I think she did an awesome job.
And I think she did a great job this season. I really do. I mean, to come in really behind, you know, with all these characters that are already in place, and I feel like she killed it this semester. What am I talking about? This season.
Justin's actually a teacher.
I was at school. Hi. But I think she really killed it this season, and I thought that she just stepped in and did a good job. And you know, I mean, acting up against Angela Bassett and all these different people, you know, Kathy Bates and everyone. I think she did great.
Sure, I know. First acting role wins an award.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's Lady Gaga. But I was really wondering what was going to happen in that scene. I mean, obviously the week before we saw that like the hotline bling, and then with Matt Bomer, which was awesome, and then Liz and Iris is coming in to shooting, which was such a sick episode, like such a sick scene to see.
Yeah.
I'm kind of not surprised that, you know, the Matt Bomer like sacrificed himself, which was nice of him. Lady Gaga gets away. Iris goes and what did she do? So she rolled in his ashes?
I don't know. At first, I was kind of understanding it because I was like, you know, it's her son. I mean, obviously she loves her son and he's gone and there's the ashes. And I didn't quite get it when she was putting it on the bed, you know, because I was like, what's going on? And then, you know, I saw her hands kind of moving around with it and I was like, all right.
So, yeah, sure.
But then I was shocked when she like got, all of a sudden she's got like ashes all over her face and all over her body. I was like, what does she do with those ashes? But apparently she rolled around in them.
Well, I mean, that's a specuation. No, I have no idea. So all right, it's like, all right, cool. If I'm trying to think if my child died, it's like, maybe I understand it, rubbing your hands in a bit, but so obviously she just like emptied out on the bed, rolled around in it. Who else thought that when she got up on the rooftop in downtown on the building, who else thought that she was definitely going to jump off?
I thought she was going to jump off for a second, but then when she was so far away from the edge, you know, when I was looking at the building and she was walking and then she stopped, I was like, well, what kind of leap is that going to be? Because she would have to be like a running like jump or something like that. So I was like, well, maybe she's not going to die. And I see her to be in the finale. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's not her time yet. That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking all of that too. I was like, geez, is Iris about to die? Like, is she actually going to commit suicide? Like, you know, it made sense. Like, cover herself in her son's ashes and then jump off. But it nixed that pretty quick because I'm pretty sure she was in the next scene, right?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely not her time to go this early. She's got to be in the finale. Yeah.
So, all right, and onto the next point that happened in this. So we spoke about like hypodermic Sally, like saving Lady Gaga. Holy shit, like Sarah Paulson's acting is just getting out of control in an amazing way. And we saw a really messed up story on I'd never expected that in a million years. What happened there?
Well, I figure, especially with this season, it's pretty gory anyway, but like digging in and, you know, getting all the bullets out and she's like, there's another piece in there and she's like digging, but she's digging in like, so like, like it's nothing, like she's in mud trying to find rocks.
She didn't particularly care for Lady Gaga. She's saving her because she needed her. and just like, I guess she was doing it pretty like carelessly, just like digging aren't you supposed to use like tweezers for that? I mean, like she's digging 2 fingers in.
I know, she's like digging and plucking them out, and then did you see the way she sewed her up? Like, it was careless. She's like smoking and like sewing her up like, I had a pass. I was a musician. You know what I mean? It was just, I'm like, wow.
And so I was grossed out at that already. She had me at that. And then she goes on and tells her story about sewing herself to two rock stars. And
which was weird.
That was just messed. That was like next level messed up.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing was messed up. The whole like musical scene. I mean, I thought they were going to show this big like rock thing with her playing and everything like that. That scene was kind of freaky with the whole, I don't know what that was going on in the studio. Was it sound effects? But it was actually her song and everything. But I don't know, it led in a different direction. But with her, the thing that I did like is seeing where drill bit that thing came from, that demon, you know what I mean? And that's where he entered her life. So I was like, oh, okay.
Sure. And you can also sort of tell that that James March sort of controls that demon because he's like, when he was threatened her at the end, he's like, do you want the addiction demon to become a permanent companion in your life? And that's how she was like, all right, I won't kill him.
Yeah.
So you can sort of see, I don't know how James March can control an addiction demon, but he obviously does. For a question for you guys, because everyone always chimes in every week with like awesome insight in the comments. When just like a side note, it's real sick, but like when she fills up that needle full of whatever, I'm really naive to this stuff, and like, was she like injecting that into his like private area, or like, what was going on there? She's like, it's really gonna hurt, and then they both just like lean into like his crotch and start injecting stuff.
It might have been a really gnarly penal vein.
Like a penal, maybe it was. If you know anything about that or have done it, put your comments in the comment section below and inform me, because I'm curious,
We like to learn here, so let us know.
Yeah, anyway, so the next thing that happened there was, that I thought was pretty crazy, was that Lady Gaga was like Sarah Paulson's like, bro, you need to drink some blood, and she's like, I can only drink, what did she say? Sorry,
she says, blood.
Yeah, I need blood like mine, which is interesting because it was so much speculation in the start of the season why she needed to filter the blood through her kids. So it's obviously she sent them out to feed, and then the blood went into them, and she took her own blood, which was their blood. So I don't know if I'm a little slow, but that kind of answered a question for me. Did you know that?
And the thing about it is, when she talked about it, I understood that it went that deep. But I guess just being a woman, I was kind of taking it from that perspective of like, these kids, she doesn't, like, anyway, you don't want to rely on your children to save you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was kind of thinking of it from that. I was giving her a lot of heart, with that, because I was thinking, well, maybe she just doesn't want, she doesn't want to drain them. She doesn't want to, risk that. Those are her babies.
Yeah.
But no, it makes sense. That's her. I don't know if she looks at them as her supply, but that's what they are.
Yeah, and it gives it really strips it back to what it is, and it is selfishness, Totally. So like, she doesn't have the kids there because she loves blonde kids. She has them there because she needs them to live. She hesitated a little when it came to the part where she needed to sacrifice her children. She hesitated, but she did it. Like, they're dead now. She's like, I'd rather die, and she's like, well, you need it. She's like, all right then.
But she's sitting there with like, she was like, I drank it.
She just chugged the blood. They're dead. It really strips her character back to what it really is, and it's very selfish.
Very.
Right at like, it's if you're not first, you're last. Like, you've got to survive. Survival instinct. So. So that was a whole messed up, crazy scene. And then, I don't know, a bit of a turn of events with, what do you think of the Lows getting abducted and him just like barging into that hotel room?
Weird, wasn't expecting it, but okay, they got, you mean like the couple, the ones that hotel room?
Oh, no, sorry,
Wait,
John's family, he comes home with a body in the trunk, and then he's like, guys, and there's a key. He sort of like fell right into the trap. Luckily, there wasn't a trap. It was just Sarah Paulson.
Okay, no, I was lost for a second, because I was like, wait a second. But no, I wasn't expecting that, you know what I'm saying? But his family, they've got to get him back there some way, and we all know by now that's his soft spot, his family, so of course. Yeah. Sure.
Pretty crazy. And then I was not, tell me if you were thinking the same thing here, when they're like, you're going to have to, the last commandment, you're going to have to sacrifice, you're going to have to kill a murderer, Definitely thought he was going to kill himself, or he was going to somehow kill James March. And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Seven.
Yeah.
It was like, and this whole thing has been very Seven-like.
It's very Seven-like with all the
So I think we're all
sins.
expecting that. considering, like, it definitely surprised me that the elevator door opened up and he just, like, popped some caps in Lady Gaga, who, for one, had just had bullets taken out of her and survived a couple of gunshot wounds.
No, I know. She, like, got
unlucky.
herself together and she packed her bags and she's like, you know, all right. And she goes to the elevator and you're shot again.
Yeah.
You know, except this time, I don't know, did you feel like more bullets went into her?
Oh, so many bullets.
Yeah, it was just so many.
I reckon she got shot twice the first time. I think she got shot, like, 4 or 5 times in the next time. But, so Lady Gaga had just come out of her room with Ramona Royale, and so we're going to get into that, like, going into that whole segment. So I have a question. Oh, wait. I'm trying to think. So Iris and Liz go in. I can't quite remember how Ramona got out of the cage. Guys, put that one in the comment section. I'm pretty sure, was it Will Drake that let her out of the cage that she was in? But I loved Liz, Dennis O'Hare's acting when they realized that she wasn't in the cage anymore.
Oh, it was so funny. Like entering that little hallway and everything, and they're seeing all the dead children and all that, and they're like walking out like, where could she be? And then finally when he looks at the cage and realizes she's loose, and he's like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit. And he's like going back. I thought that was great. That was one of my favorites. I had like 2 favorite scenes in this episode.
And that was it. And then, like, just Angela Bassett's acting.
Oh my God.
When she traps him, and like just like how she's standing and just oozing attitude, like her whole, man,
her physicality, like in her acting, it's all in her body, it's in her face.
Yeah, it's like, so aggressive. I think she did an awesome job, and I guess, like, you know, we have to talk about it. Enter Queenie from Coven.
I love seeing her,
Season 3. So now it's just like Pandora's box is open for seasons intertwining. And, you know, she wasn't even a different character. She was just Queenie.
Right.
You know, turns out the new Coven must have a publicity team because she was on CNN.
She was on vacation and she was going to The Price is Right. And she's the human voodoo doll, which was great because that kill wasn't really easy for Ramona. Because, you know, at first she's like slapping herself around and everything like that. And it wasn't until March came out, you know what I mean, to actually take her life. But I mean, you know, anything that she does to herself, but she couldn't with March because he's dead. So it's like, but I thought that was pretty cool to see her again. She came and went really fast, but
I know, and I love how sassy she was, like, when she was confronted. Oh, man, I would shit myself if Angela Bassett popped out of a shower curtain while I was in a creepy hotel.
Right.
Man, she handled that. I mean, I know it's a fictional show, but she handled it very well.
No, she did.
It was crazy. And then, so James March, I guess, just, like, takes advantage of being a ghost and just stabs her. And now she's dead. Get a lot of blood out of her, though.
You're going to feed. Like, I was thinking for days, maybe even weeks. I mean, you're going to feed off of her for a while. But how did she describe it? She said it's like grizzly bears running through her veins. Like, it must be intense.
That's such a bizarre line.
I know it was.
Grizzly bears running through my veins.
Then she compared it to Yogi Bear. Like,
I wonder if that's a reference to anything. I thought that was really random. Grizzly bears running through my veins.
Well, I think tonight also you were making a lot of references to, like, you know, how the show was referencing Shakespeare and different things like that.
It was. I mean, there's always something. I'm even interested in the books that I can never quite catch it, but there's, you know how Liz Taylor's always reading a book at the front desk. I would love to know what books they are. Right. If anyone's caught that, put it in the comment section below. Also, I haven't even said it yet. If you want to tweet us at all, the hashtag is AHSAS. All right, and to back it up a little more, so Ramona finally confronts Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, like, clearly manipulates her.
Oh yeah, but a great scene. Amazing. I like that scene. They were both just like, one is trying to out-bitch the other. I mean, it was just such a, like, cat fight scene, you know, and it was just right there, and they were both giving each other attitude and just doing a great job of it.
Cut me some slack, bitch.
Right.
It was great. I was even surprised that, like, did anyone else, like, get a little squirmish when Ramona, like, sits down and has her back turned to Lady Gaga? Mm-hmm. You know, I was like, Ramona, what are you doing here? Right. Or is this some, like, mutual respect that you'll only fight when it's game on? But I mean, like, Lady Gaga could have just shot her from behind. It
was also like, I feel like there was something in Ramona that was also like, I dare you. Like, I dare you, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I dare, you know what I mean? It's almost like, I'll sit with my back to you because I dare you.
Jocelyn gets it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Justin's the most sassy chick I know. Oh man, you actually remind me of Angela Bassett.
That's a compliment. I like that.
Justin's ferocious, and I'm a nerdy white guy from Australia.
And my BFF.
Yeah, so. You've taught me a thing or two. But I guess my biggest thing from that scene is just, so all we see is them start to make out and all that, and I guess agree that they'll screw before she dies. and then you just see Lady Gaga.
Wait, did you want to see? I wanted to see that make out a little bit. I don't know.
So.
I was like, come on, this is American Horror Story. We've seen like everyone making out and doing all kind of nasty stuff. Like I wanted to see a little bit of the make out.
Yeah. I know, right? They cut it. But so Lady Gaga comes out. Lady Gaga comes out. Does she kill Angela Bassett, or what's going on there? Is she alive? Did she just go, yeah, let's make out, let's make love, and then just kill her? Yeah,
right. Because we only saw her like with her bags packed, and she's walking to the elevator, and then she met her fate.
Yeah.
So we'll have to find out what's going on. But I don't think Ramona's gone that easy either.
Yeah. No, I didn't think so either. But I would not put it past Lady Gaga to have like killed her. You know, manipulated her, said, look, you can kill me. Let's just make love one last time, and then killed her. Like very, very Countess thing to do.
That was a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, that was good. Lastly, so we have this weird scene with the Countess and James March, and then Hazel.
Oh.
God bless her.
I love Hazel, and I feel bad for her. You know what I mean? Because she lost her love, you know what I mean? And she betrayed him, you know, which you never would have imagined that she would do. I mean, she was the one that cleaned up all of the dirt behind him and all the, well, I shouldn't even say dirt, blood and guts and everything else like that. But I think it was just finally this last straw. Like, you brought her back here, you know what I mean? I thought I finally had you to myself. Thought you were over her, and no.
Yeah, it was a crazy confession, and I definitely wasn't expecting it. I also thought, and like, Gaga's acting was really cool too. I found her when she was like, I didn't turn you into the cops. It was very convincing. I'm like, I believe you. Then who did? You know, it was good, right?
No, it was. She was like, it wasn't me. She was like matter of fact about it, so it wasn't even like, what? Yeah. Me? Like, it wasn't like, she was just like, you know, like,
she was like, bro, I really don't care. Like, I'm already dead. Whatever.
And I don't love you, so get out of my face.
And I've got a question for you, Justin. So obviously, like, Miss Evers, Hazel Evers, she sort of alluded to the fact that she was free now. You know, she could go, she could move on. You know, it's like once if they've got unfinished business, they can't move on. She sort of like took off her apron and was like, cool, peace out. Now that the 10 Commandments are completed, like John completed it, does that mean the same for James March?
I still think that James March has something up his sleeve. I don't think it stops there. I think that there's one last thing. And because part of me thought at the very end that he was content with, like, you know, having the Countess back at his table and it's the two of them and they're at the Cortez. But something about it felt very unfinished, and and it was too simple. Like, everything's been wrapped up pretty simple. You know, we found out who the 10 Commandments, you know, murderer was. We found that out pretty early. Now this happened, and it's not even the finale. So I mean, something I feel like huge is going to happen. Now I have big expectations, so they better bring it.
Apparently, all I've heard about it is going to be an emotional one. So, but I mean, what's your predictions on how this is going to end?
I don't know. I know it's with something between John and March, and one of the two of them is gonna. It's so weird to say die in this hotel, because what does that really mean? But I don't know. Maybe something's gonna happen between them, because March isn't finished and John isn't finished. I don't think it's that neat and clean. You know. Yeah, and then we still got what. We don't know what's happened to Ramona. Fair enough. We've got Iris, and Iris is dead. I mean, Iris is just a vampire, and we got Liz Taylor, who's just kicking around being fabulous. Hopefully Dennis O'Hare wins an award, as well as Sarah Paulson. Crazy acting. I can't get over it. So there's some loose ends to tie up, but I really couldn't tell you what's going to happen in the next episode. No, I can't tell what's going to happen at all. Ramona, maybe something with her is going to happen. I just am not sure. I'm like, what could possibly happen next? And then what happens? Because if March doesn't release John's family, we didn't see his family get released from wherever they are. So, like, is he holding on to them because he wants one more thing done? Not sure. Yeah, I know, and I guess Sally did say they're safe for now, right? So who knows? I think we covered it, right? I think we got it all. I think we're good. All right, guys. Well, that was episode 11. That's our take on it. That's our opinions, and I put a lot of questions to you guys as well. So if you have the answers to these things, put them in the comment section below. I would love to read them, and we're always responding. Again, hit us with the hashtag AHSAS, and we'll respond to you. We're always on all the time because we're nerds. My name is Xavier Brinkman. This is Jocelyn Polite. Yes. Sorry, I went in there and I said your own name for you. No, that's fine. I love it. I'm Jocelyn. You're watching the stream.tv, and we'll catch you next time. All right.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live. In case you missed it live.
How did we not figure that out?
We had a crazy vampire threesome.
And you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here? No. Look at me, I'm dancing.
You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
He is quite something.
we're like, ooh, inseparable.
She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
It wasn't. Come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
Hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
I just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just you know, you can't count anything out. It's been another awesome night at the Stream.tv, guys.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. We love you.